Hello my friends, I'm Rich Larson and I'm the IRC Tire Guy. Today we'll be continuing our brake control tutorial, but we'll be going a little bit more in depth on the hard enduro specific brake control. If you haven't seen our previous video on rear brake control basics, make sure to click here before watching this video, as we have some very important tips to help you then master the techniques coming up in this video. Remember, when you learn the first technique, it helps you learn the next technique. When you learn the next technique, it helps you master the first technique. Everything in this game is connected. As mentioned in our previous videos, your ability to control your machine in any situation is extremely important. Simply put, your goal is to efficiently move your machine. That means moving and stopping. Brake control is just as important as throttle and clutch control, especially in hard enduro situations. There's a lot of little tricks you can do with your rear brake to help you excel in those tough situations, not only saving you energy and making you a more efficient rider, but also improving your brake control will make you a safer rider as well. First, I want to talk about being comfortable with where your rear brake is. A lot of riders don't have a great understanding of where their rear brake engages, drags, and completely locks up. Not only that, a lot of riders even struggle to find the lever with their foot. I've always preached on this channel, a lot of these techniques need to become second nature. You shouldn't have to think about where your rear brake is. It should just happen when it needs to happen. The beauty of motorcycles is it's the ultimate mold between man and machine. The bike is literally an extension of your body. The goal is to practice these drills until they feel as natural as signing your name. Getting into the habit of using your rear brake more is a great way to have full understanding of where it is and also where it engages. I always tell guys to practice your wheelies, not just because they look rad, but because they really help you with throttle, clutch control, and of course, rear brake control. Having the mindset of using your rear brake to put the front end down instead of throwing your legs off the back is a great place to start. I'll tag the link in the bio for our slow wheelie breakdown. Now, there are some extra braking tips that a lot of guys may not know I use all the time in hard enduro situations. Again, practicing these tips will get you into the habit of using your rear brake. You can actually use your front and rear brakes to save a lot of energy, especially in tight quarter situations. Often in hard enduro, you don't have a lot of room or run up into an obstacle. A lot of times it can be a matter of inches between making it or not. I always say distance or lack thereof between you and an obstacle exposes flaws in your technique. Having no run up and no momentum in hard enduro situations are where the mistakes arise. When I practice, I like to practice in close quarters, tight situations with no run up. I use my front and rear brakes in these situations to squeeze every extra inch out of my run-in to the obstacle. Now, how do I do that? I use my front and rear brake to help assist the compression and rebound of my suspension to move the bike back and forth. This may sound really simple, and it really is, but it's amazing how many guys don't realize they can use this technique all the time. I see a lot of guys get off their bike and pull their machine back to get more run-in and momentum for an obstacle. But this is a waste of time and energy. I use this technique all the time because I'm thinking, how can I get the maximum run-in for whatever obstacle I'm facing? The best way to practice this technique first is on flat ground. I'm engaging my front and rear brakes and moving my body forward to compress my suspension. Using the addition of my rear brake, not just my front brake, assists in increasing the compression of my suspension, equaling more rebound. The important part of this technique is finding the rhythm of your suspension, compression, and rebound to maximize the energy of the rebound. Each time I reach the maximum rebound, I'm pulling back on the machine and simultaneously releasing both front and rear brakes. Notice how much I use this technique in tight quarters when setting up for an obstacle. The addition of the rear brake really increases my ability to move the machine efficiently. Another great technique for moving your machine efficiently is using the front brake rear end hop. This is a great technique for setting up in those tight quarters where you don't have a lot of room before an obstacle. Again, practicing on flat ground in an open space. In first gear, roll forward at a slow pace. Whatever direction you want your rear tire to travel, step out away from the bike with the coinciding foot, planting the foot on the ground. So if you want the rear tire to hop to the right, step out with your right foot, all while simultaneously turning the front wheel in the opposite direction and engaging the front brake. Moving your body forward, de-weighting the rear tire, and now with the opposite foot, pull the bike in the direction you want your rear tire to travel. So if your rear tire is traveling to the right, use your left foot to squeeze in on the bike and pull the machine to the right. Again, timing and coordination is key on this one. One final braking technique that's worth mentioning is your ability to find the rear brake when in an obstacle. I like to practice hitting an obstacle and stopping immediately after. That means having the ability to transfer my foot onto the brake while I'm in the middle of an obstacle. It's not only important to practice hitting an obstacle with no run-up and no momentum, it's also important to practice being able to immediately stop after an obstacle, landing controlled on the brakes. Again, hard enduro is about mastering your machine. Efficient when moving, efficient when stopping. Balance, throttle, clutch, brakes, everything goes hand in hand. I hope these videos are helping you guys develop a full spectrum of riding skill. So if you're enjoying the content, please share this video and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram at IRC Moto and my personal Instagram page at RichLarson511. And until next time, keep shredding.